Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. I don't know what. It's just in my head. Hey, good morning. It's so good to see you, Echo. My top researchers in class already. Let's go, you guys. How exciting. I am loving this study. I feel like I could teach this forever and ever and ever. I love these principles that we're learning in this book. It is our foundation. It is sure. It is solid. It is righteous and true altogether because it is founded on our Creator. And it was undeniable to the founding fathers. And that is what we're going to learn about today. And, this is really one of the most fun principles. Everybody loves to hear about our rights, And so here we go. I'm getting this down with as far as how this works. Sometimes it seems like it's confusing because there's three different numbers I'm dealing with here. Dealing with oh man, it's so hot. I don't even think I can wear this hat today. I'm dealing with we're dealing with principles, we're dealing with lessons, and then we're also dealing with quizzes. So quizzes are the lesson previously. We're two numbers behind on what the lesson is when it comes to the principles. So, oh my gosh, I'm so hot. You're sitting out of your project. Aw, you're so sweet. Well, it's pretty hot, isn't it? I'm like, man, I got a garden today, but it's like 1,000 degrees outside. Oh, guess what? We had an earthquake last night, and I actually felt it on the hill. It was a 3.9. We were in bed. We were watching that crazy Viking Eric cross the Nordic Sea. He is a nut job, let me tell you. I love him though. He's his channel is No BS Just Sailing. That's his channel. He's great though, but we're sitting there watching him battle the waves, and then we just got this major jolt. Whew, I'm sweating. It's so hot in here. Oh boy. God help me get through this. All of a sudden I'm roasting hot. So let me get to where we're at here. Short read today. Very short read today. Making of America. Where is my other binder? Here it is. Okay. But we start off with the quiz from yesterday's, or not yesterday, but the last session, which was on Monday. It's Wednesday, right? And so, let me see. Oh, I think I did take a picture. Yeah, I started to get ahead of myself. Okay. I might have to upload one picture. Hi, Benjamin. Good to see you, honey. Might have to upload one picture really quick so you can follow along with these questions. I did email it to myself, but I forgot to upload it. So let me just do that. I got to stop saying and I'm sorry. I'm going to work on that. It's what happens when you don't watch yourself, I started to rewatch. I start to rewatch in the very beginning just to see that the sound is okay and stuff. And I was like, you're saying and again. Dang it, girl, stop doing that. So let's see if I can find this picture. I'm not seeing it. I can just run through. I don't think we have this page uploaded yet. No. Yeah, you don't want to feel an earthquake. I know you Midwesterners, apparently you get some sometimes, but I never felt one when I lived in the Midwest ever. Maybe I didn't email it to myself, but I know I took a picture. Oh, I don't even have my phone. All right. Dang it. Dang it, I don't even have my phone. Let's see. What would be worse? Me getting up and walking away to get my phone so that I can upload this, or having us read this without the answers? I feel like that would be worse. Let me just get my phone. It's not far. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. It's a good thing I put pants on. I've only thought about not doing that once or twice. So. Get my phone. Thank you very much. I'll do that. Let's see. What else did I want to say? I do want to come back later. Possibly. I know I always say that. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to come back. No, I do. I feel it. The rant stream is coming. It's not just a rant stream. It's like, I'm really surprised at how much truth is still not being seen yet. And a lot of that has to do with what media people are watching. So part of what I'd like to do is do this stream and share some short videos. I haven't got to share much from Echo lately either, and she usually sends me lots of good stuff. Sometimes by the time I get to it, it's already removed. That's how good it is, Can't have the truth floating around now. That would be just too much. But I miss just straight talking to you guys too. And, I love this lesson and everything, but I try very hard to not let it interfere or let my politics and my opinions really interfere very much with it, because I really just want people to get it and not be annoyed by me, although that probably can't be helped. I'm not guaranteeing I won't be annoying, okay? I cannot guarantee that whatsoever, but I can guarantee that I will stay focused only on this study and save everything else for a different stream. And so that's what I am. It's been rolling in my head for a couple weeks. The last time I really streamed and spoke freely was when the protests were going on, and I didn't even really want to cover that, but there was things happening in my community, so I thought I better do it. It's good to do it while it's fresh. It was history. And though I may not agree with everything, I do always admire people for standing up. Now, when they stand up uneducatedly, it's not as admirable. People need to really educate themselves. That was something that we felt was very important when we were standing up at the courthouse during COVID and all that stuff. I'm not annoying. Well, not to you. That's because we're cut from the same cloth, honey. You haven't been researching much lately? Yeah, it's summertime, right? I mean, I feel like when we come out of this, for us here in Humboldt County, anyways, when we come out of, that's not where I want to be, the rainy season and the dark season of winter, and spring comes along and it's time to be gardening and it's time to be just getting together again. I mean, we do that in the winter too, but not as much. Everyone just kind of hunkers down, Okay, so here, no, that's not it. Where are they? It's right here. Here we go. We're going to go through these. We're doing the quiz from the study before, from the Principle 7, which Principle 7 is all men are created equal. So here we go. I got the answers for you today. I'm getting better at this, you guys. I'm feeling really good. So it's how did I get it to be? It's lesson 9. Somehow I caught up with the same. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to question it. It's lesson 9, principle 7. I thought on Rumble, did I put lesson 10? Yeah, lesson 10. I don't know what. It's confusing me still. I'm still confused, but whatever. I'll fix it later. I don't know. We're on principle number 7, which is our rights are given to us by God. We have unalienable rights by God. Where's my book? Come on, lady, get it together. I think I would have this all together. Ooh. But no, we got to keep it lively up in here. We got to make it fun. It can't be too perfect. I would not watch somebody that was like perfectly polished. And I mean, my dude I'm watching with these lessons and sessions, he's pretty good. He's He's definitely done it a few times. But we're going over the quiz from principle number 7. That's what we do first. So having a policeman or fireman is really creating government. 2, what authority can people delegate to government? What the people have to where's my glasses? Jesus help me. Take the wheel. All right. Well, I don't have them. What the people have to lawfully do themselves. That is what we can delegate. 3, if an act would be a crime for a person to do, then the government would, am I not sharing my screen yet? I am, okay. Then the government would be usurpation. And we have a lot of that going on, don't we? 4, when government begins to take from the rich, it will soon begin taking from anyone. 5, the founders made sure there was no penalty for becoming rich. 6, the founders' term for taking from the haves and giving to the have-nots is called stealing. What does the word utopia mean? Well, utopia means land, and utopia itself means no land, like a never land. He even said Peter Pan. 8, Sam Adams said they had made the utopian schemes of leveling unconstitutional. 9, Ben Franklin described several kinds of compassion, which he said was counterproductive. Name 2. I've got all of them, okay? Number 1, increasing drunkenness. Number 2, breeding dependency. Number 3, blunts the desire to work. Number 4, smothers the instinct to strive. Can you say California? 10, the founders believed it was a mandate of God to take care of the poor. I don't like that word mandate, but it is what it is. 11, the founders' formula for helping the poor might be called calculated compassion. I believe that we're all experiencing, we're not under it, but we're experiencing exhausted compassion with the victim Olympics that's going on all around us. Number 12, it included do not help the needy completely. 13, give the poor the satisfaction of earned achievement. Number 14, allow the poor to climb the appreciation ladder from tents to cottages to homes was an example given. 15, do not prolong help to the point when it becomes habitual. Describe the first 2 levels of fixed responsibility and then the next 2 and the next 2. So I'm just going to give them to you all straight. The first level of responsibility begins with self. When everybody stops blaming Joe Biden, Trump, whoever else, everybody but themselves, we can get on the same page and we can self-govern. Are we good enough to self-govern? Because we're in between anarchy and tyranny right now. So individual first, family second, church third, and that used to be the highest level provided before the government stepped in and said, you know what, God, get out of the way. We're just going to make it so people can just come to us. And they don't have to believe in God or even get to see how he provides when you have nothing. I can't tell you how exciting that can be. I know it's terrifying to a lot of people, but I've lived that way just about all my life, completely dependent on God. I've watched him come through for me again and again and again and again. It is undeniable. Had I been given every provision I ever wanted, I don't think I would have had the same experience. You know, there's that saying, there's science, then comes God. Or, you know, there's just, money could get in the way of that relationship with God. Tell a rich man he has needs. They know. Some of them know. So after that church, then community, like food banks and stuff, right? Then the county, then the state. Never was the federal government to be providing any of these things. Right, the 7th principle of liberty. All men are, this wasn't all men created equal. This was providing let's see, protecting equal rights, not providing equal things. I said these numbers are very confusing for me, you guys. Okay, so that was our quiz. Yay, that was so fun. Now we're going to read the next ones. This is a very short, quick read, and this is a very fun read because this is about how our rights are unalienable. A lot of people don't understand. Your rights come from God. They don't come from the government. They don't come from no man, so no man can take them from you. Now, just because you have them and you believe and you know the Constitution protects them, you don't really just get to put it over your head and then you're protected. You understand? Sometimes you have to fight. Sometimes you have to let them come at you and then you be ready to stand up for yourself. That's how it worked in COVID for me. It didn't work out so great all the time, but I didn't compromise my own integrity. I did not let any man or woman ever believe they had those rights. They got to watch me walk away without my groceries sometimes. So, good on them. Congratulations. I hope you feel great about yourself. And now I'm going off a little bit. I'm sorry. Well, we're supposed to take issues of the day too. And I think that sometimes I may forget that, but I try. Like last time we did a little passage on talents because I don't pray or plan my scripture reading. I just really want to be organic. And I have done many prayer streams. I've done worship streams. It's not that I'm keeping anything separate. It's just that we're really focusing on this study. So, but I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ or any of that. I'm just not about really like putting on a show. This is a class. And I'm prayed up, before I get on here. But I don't always start with a prayer and end with a prayer because I've watched a lot of the streamers and I saw so much phoniness. I didn't want to ever look like that. And I'm not saying everybody that does that is phony. They're not. There's some genuine people that do very well with their shows. I'm just doing me. Okay. So 8th principle, endowed by the Creator. Men are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. The founders did not believe that the basic right of mankind originated from any social compact, king, emperor, or governmental authority. Those rights, they believed, came directly and exclusively from God. Therefore, they were to be maintained sacred and inviolate. John Locke said it this way: the state of nature has a law of nature to govern it, which teaches all mankind who will but consult it, that being all equal and independent, no one ought to harm another in this life, health, liberty, or possessions, for men being all the workmanship of one omnipotent and infinitely wise maker, all the servants of one sovereign master, sent into the world by his order and about his business, they are his property. And being furnished with the faculties, sharing all in one community of nature, there cannot be supposed any such subordination among us that may authorize us to destroy one another. Do you hear that, deep state? When is a right unalienable? The substantive nature of those rights which are inherent in all mankind was described by William Blackstone in his commentaries on the laws of England. Those rights, then, which God and nature have established and are therefore called natural rights, such are life and liberty, need not the aid of human laws to be more effectual invested in every man than they are. Neither do they receive any additional strength when declared by the municipal laws to be inviolable. On the contrary, no human legislator has the power to abridge or destroy them, unless the owner shall himself commit some act that amounts to a forfeiture. In other words, we may do something ourselves to forfeit the unalienable rights endowed by the Creator, but no one else can take those rights from us without being subject to God's justice. This is what makes certain rights unalienable. They are inherent rights given to us by the Creator. That is why they are called natural rights. We also have certain other rights called vested rights, which are created by the community, state, or nation for our protection or well-being. However, these can be changed anytime the lawmakers feel like it. An example of a vested right would be the right to go hunting during a certain seasons, or the right to travel on the public highway. Notice that the government can change both of these rights or prohibit them altogether. The region could be declared off limits for hunting. The highway could be closed. But the government could not pass a law to destroy all babies under the age of 2 or lock up everybody with blonde hair. In the one case, it would be destroying the unalienable right to life, and in the other case, it would be destroying the unalienable right to liberty. A person can lose his liberty through his own misbehavior, but not because he has blonde hair. The founders did not list all of the unalienable rights. When the founders adopted the Declaration of Independence, they emphasized in phrases very similar to those of Blackstone that God has endowed all mankind with certain unalienable rights that among, all caps, among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let us identify some of the unalienable or natural rights which the founders knew existed but did not enumerate in the Declaration of Independence. So they are not limited to the right of self-government, the right to bear arms for self-defense, the right to own, develop, and dispose of property, the right to make personal choices, the right of free conscience, the right to choose a profession, the right to choose a mate, the right to beget one's kind, the right to assemble, the right to petition, the right to free speech, the right to a free press, the right to enjoy the fruits of one's labors, the right to improve one's position through barter and sell, the right to contrive and invent, the right to explore the natural resources of the earth, the right to privacy, the right to provide personal security, the right to provide nature's necessities, air, food, water, clothing, and shelter, the right to a fair trial, the right of free association, the right to contract. Many founders use similar language emphasizing unalienable rights. It is very common among the founders to express their sentiments concerning man's unalienable rights in almost the same language as Jefferson. Here are the words of the Virginia Declaration of Rights adopted by the Virginia Assembly June 12, 1776, before the Declaration of Independence. All men are by nature equally free and independent and have certain inherent rights of which, when they enter into a state of society, they cannot by any compact deprive or divest their posterity, namely the enjoyment of life and liberty, with the means of acquiring and possessing property and pursuing and obtaining happiness and safety. Notice that the words of the Declaration of Independence are very similar when it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, obvious, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Property rights essential to the pursuit of happiness. Some scholars have wondered just what Jefferson meant by the pursuit of happiness, but the meaning of this phrase was well understood when it was written. Perhaps John Adams said it even more clearly. All men are born free and independent and have certain natural, essential, and unalienable rights, among which may be reckoned the right of enjoying and defending their lives and liberties. That of acquiring, possessing, and protecting property. In fine, that of seeking and obtaining their safety and happiness. Of course, the concept of unalienable rights was by no means exclusive to the American founders. It was well understood by English defenders of the common law. 11 years before the Declaration of Independence, Sir William Blackstone had written this concerning the natural rights of man. And these great natural rights may be reduced to 3 principal or primary articles: the right of personal security, the right of personal liberty, and the right of private property. Because as there is no other method of compulsion or of abridging man's natural free will, but by an infringement or diminution of one or the other of these important rights, the preservation of these inviolate may justly be said to include the preservation of our civil immunities in their largest and most extensive case. State constitutions. The protection of these rights was later carried over into the constitutions of the various states. Here is how the Constitution of Pennsylvania stated it. Article 1, Section 1. All men are born equally free and independent and have certain inherent and indefeasible rights, among which are those of enjoying and defending life and liberty, of acquiring, possessing, and protecting property and reputation, and of pursuing their own happiness. All rights founded on the protection of life. Over a century ago, Frederick Bastiat, who was trying to preserve freedom in France, wrote that man's unalienable rights are actually those which relate to life itself, and that the preservation of those rights is primarily a matter of self-preservation. He wrote, "We hold from God the gift which includes all others. This gift is life, physical, intellectual, and moral life. We hold from God the gift which includes all others." Oh, I already read that. Well, it's worth reading again. The gift is life, physical, intellectual, and moral life. But life cannot maintain itself alone. The creator of life has entrusted us with the responsibility of preserving, developing, and protecting it. In order that we may accomplish this, he has provided us with a collection of marvelous faculties, and he has put us in the midst of a variety of natural resources. By the application of our faculties to these natural resources, we convert them into products and use them. Process is necessary in order that life may run its appointed course. Life, faculties, production, in other words, individuality, liberty, and property, this is man. And in spite of the cunning and artful political leaders, these three gifts from God precede all human legislation and are superior to it. Life, liberty, and property do not exist because men have made laws. Repeat, life, liberty, and property do not exist because men have made laws. On the contrary, it was the fact that life, liberty, and property existed beforehand that caused men to make laws for the protection of them in the first place. But on what basis are the unalienable rights of mankind to be protected? That'll bring us to our next principle next time on Friday, which is going to be, I remember this one. I love this one. The role of revealed law. To protect man's rights, God has revealed certain principles of divine law. That was one of my favorite ones to do. I remember that one. The role of revealed law. And that's where we're going to learn about the only two other governments before ours in America that ever had this kind of freedom, where we are the government. We are the government. Is things screwed up? Look around. Are you involved in your governmental politics within your county? That is part of the solution. We are being governed. We are not governing. We must govern ourselves. We can do this. We can do this. Can't do it without God, though. A lot of those people that come along in the Patriot movement, and they found their lane with their what they believe. But when you look to the foundation and you look to the old ancient principles, it's just not. It's not where it's at. It's not where it's at all. One thing I wanted to mention, I forgot, with the quiz that I did on Monday when we talked about the minorities. One of the things I forgot, and because my notes are all scattered. Oh, this is the wrong one. We talked about all the minorities. We talked about the Chinese. We talked about the Japanese and how they were horribly treated. A little bit touched on the natives too, because I do think the natives and Black people. Even Mr. Mann had said they had to overcome quite a bit more. And he said Black people have the greatest of all handicaps. I would say Native Americans as well, but that they weren't exactly minorities that were coming to America, were they? So that's why it's put this way. But would admit they had the higher standard in America than in any other country once they were free. And I was talking about Booker T. Washington a lot, but I skipped that one. So I want to make sure I mention that. So yeah, cool, right? Let's see how we doing. 29 minutes. Yes, doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Hey, Vax, good to see you. Well, who else is in here? Oh God, I got a bot in here. Somebody kick that bot out, please. Somebody do me. It's just somebody got an itchy finger and a wrench. I'm glad you're here, Bex. Good to see you. Okay, gotta run. You gotta. Oh, that's Jenny. Liberty, security, and property, baby. You got that right. I'm glad you're here because I wanted to share a video that just dropped this morning, just to end this one briefly. And I do want to come back and talk about a lot of things. There's some, you know what? Some things that people. There's a lot of videos out there that people haven't seen yet, and there are a lot of things that this one here, Slack Spree Zero. That's just that's an advertisement. Maybe it's not a bot, but to me, that might be on Twitch. It's probably on Twitch. Is that on Twitch? I can't really tell where they're at. If they're in, maybe they're not on YouTube, and that's why you don't. It looks like it's on Twitch, so that's why you can't see it. And I can't seem to deal with it for some reason. I have to go into Twitch to get. Don't worry about it. So there's a real quick video I just want to share with you guys, and I do want to point you to a website I have become. That is where I'm studying. It's where the receipts are for We the People. This video was really great because, stop saying an day. He's calling out the grifters. He's calling them out by name. And that's part of what I want to talk about. Infiltration, grifters, spinsters, liars. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them out there. And now there are a lot of people that are looking for the We the People. Where are We the People? Well, it's not really on blast, and there's reason for that. You know, it's always deceivers, and there's deception, and there's just a lot of people that will take this information and they'll create their whole thing, just like narratives. I mean, you could get the AI, any of us right now could get the AI to spin us up a new narrative and start a whole nother doctrine on it. We have to be so careful. So I really appreciate this. This is another thing I want to come back to talk about is what's going on in Hawaii. Never forget, Lahaina Strong. There are things. They are assembling themselves. They are on the calls at times, and I never want to forget them. I want to highlight them. There's also another video of a gal I wanted to share, her showing her paperwork of being one of the inheritors of the Queen of Hawaii and the Hawaiian Kingdom. But for now, did this stop spinning? No, you're going to keep spinning? Come on.
The National
Assembly. Okay, oops. Come on, Dee. Get it together, girl. Are you sharing? Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. This is just a quick 1 minute and 28-second video, but I'm going to leave you with this and encourage you to check it out. Check it out.
The National Assembly stands as the bedrock in restoring original jurisdiction by the lawful surveying authority, a right and duty inherent to We the People. We caution against imitator groups like RUSA, Tactical Civics, We the County, American States Assembly, Beacon 37, Life Force, G-Force, Bonds for the Win, David Crooked Straight, and others lacking validation and recognition by the U.S. military. With notable successes in de jure state settlements, notably Michigan and Alaska, acknowledged by 7 foreign countries and unrebutted by the Hague post-international notice. Moreover, our influence extends to pivotal decisions including voting the Act of 1871, stripping the Queen of power and rendering D.C. as a defunct foreign crown-owned Vatican-run entity, ushering our country into military control. The 21 requisitions to the Joint Chiefs, Judge Advocate General, and the Pentagon, among other actions, echo the will of the people. We underscore historical precedent and the innate authority of We the People, echoing the essence of the original Constitution, Bill of Rights, the Holy Bible, and other foundational documents across various points in our history.
Pretty good. So I want to show you the website and show you the requisitions he's talking about. These are the receipts. If you don't believe that there's a record of We the People, that's okay. You just probably haven't come across it yet. So there is plenty of proof here. If you are not familiar with this, what I will say is go down here to the left, to the bottom. This goes back to 2011. If you've been wondering where we the people are, they're right here. There's plenty to research. There's plenty to learn. There are people that do effective things without being part of the assembly themselves. They have their own assemblies, or they fight constitutionally. They do things. I'm not saying this is the only way to be effective. I do believe individuals can be effective as they stand up for their rights if they know them. I know Devil Dog is not involved in the assembly at all, but he has a group of people. They have their own du jour grand jury. He's in Michigan. He knows that it's an assembled state. He doesn't deny that or argue that with me or discourage me from being involved in this group, which is great because he has discouraged me from being involved in other groups, and he was right about them. But he said, no, it's good for you to be there. You're learning a lot, and there's a lot to catch up and learn here. I believed that I could do a lot of these things myself, but everything is so cluster fudged on purpose so that the truth sounds like lies, and that's by design. So let me pray this prayer and get out of here. I didn't even know this was going to be here, but here's my ending prayer for you. Come, Holy Ghost, into the hearts of thy faithful, and enkindle them in the fire of thy love. Send forth thy Spirit, and they shall be created, and thou shalt renew the face of the earth. O God, who did instruct the hearts of thy faithful people by the light of thy Holy Spirit, grant us by the gift of the same Spirit that we might always be truly wise and ever rejoice in his consolation through Christ our Lord. Amen. I'm going to drop this for you guys. If you don't know where to find it, you can always go to Stand Up Humble and just look under the Constitution tab. It's right down here. There's a common law grand jury tab for some people that even in the assembly, we're like, there's just not enough information for us to really read about. This is hidden from us on purpose. It's hidden from us on purpose. So if you aren't actively seeking out the truth, I don't believe you're going to find it. I just don't believe you're going to find it. You need to be careful. Go where the receipts are. That's where I'm going. I'm going where the receipts are. Look at this. These are all links, blog archive. The requisitions, there's a record of the assembly having contact with the Obama administration. They stopped the boots on the ground in Syria. Yes, he did do drone strikes and stuff, but you can read about and follow the conversations that we the people had with Obama, and he had to obey. That's why I've been trying to tell Humboldt County, we can self-govern. Stop asking these people that are the fraud, corrupt government, U.S. Corporation of America. They're all criminals. Look around. You just barely start scratching the surface and doing deep dives. They're all criminals. And they get promoted the more crooked they are. So that's the best I got for you today. But I may come back later. I hope to come back later. I'd like to share about what I'm seeing going on in Humboldt County. I've watched most of the meetings last week. I didn't get to finish them all. If you don't know where to begin in your county, I just want to say this. Please start following what your board of supervisors and your city council are doing to your community. That is where you start. I used to go and talk at them and ask them questions, and not too many, but it's not effective. They don't care. You can tell when people are talking to them. They're just like, thank you for your comments. Okay, everyone take a vote. Yes, yay, 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 yay. Okay, motion approved. They do not care what you have to say. They never will. They're not going to listen to you until you start demanding with some authority and backbone and receipts of good stuff. So, I don't know what time I would come back if I did, but it would be before this evening because I have something to do with my daughter this evening. But It's really hot out there, and my brain is swimming with information I want to share with you guys. And so I hope I see you later. But until then, peace out, people. Later.